Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today, for our number talk, we are dividing fractions. So, what does it mean when you divide by a fraction? We're going to start with a very simple one here 1 whole divided by 1/3. So, let me draw a picture here to represent what we're doing. So, this is going to represent 1 whole. And so, what I wanted to do is I want to divide it into, let's look at our denominator, thirds. Okay, so let's cut this into thirds like this. All right, so we're going to divide it into thirds. And then my question is, how many 1/3 pieces do we see? Well, that's pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. I just divided it into thirds. So that means there are 3 pieces there. And so that's our answer. We have 3 pieces when we divide by 1/3. And that's a little bit strange if we think about it. Because when we divide, we normally think that our number gets smaller. The quotient is typically smaller. But in this case, we divided by a fraction, and the quotient is actually bigger than our dividend, right? If we think about it like this, it's 1/3 into 1, and our answer is 3, right? Typically, your quotient is smaller than your dividend. Why does that work? Well, because when you're dividing, if you're dividing a whole number by a fraction that is less than 1, a proper fraction, you're actually going to get a larger quotient. And some of us remember that if you divide by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal? Well, the reciprocal is any number you can multiply by another number to get it back to 1. So typically we talk about that when we're talking about fractions. So if I have 1/3, what do I have to multiply 1/3 by to get back to 1? Well, you just flip the fraction upside down. 3 over 1. Because when you multiply this 2, you get 3 over 3, which leads us straight into just 1 if you want to simplify it, right? So 3 over 1, or basically 3, because that's what 3 wholes is, that's the reciprocal. So when you divide by a fraction, that's the same as if you invert the operation, division, multiplication, flip the fraction to the reciprocal, 1/3 to 3. So really 1/3 divided into 1 is the same as 1 times 3. So either way, our answer here is 3.